Hello, everybody. I am back with more DevOp SRE interview questions. Before I start, let me put this into full view so you can see better. Again, as you know, I'm going through 15 most important topics / tools that you should be studying before you go get into a DevOps SRE interview. Now, the top ones are more important because they showed up much more than the ones at the bottom. So you should be focusing more on the top topics than the topics at the bottom. However, some of the topics, in my opinion, are kind of misplaced in the terms of order, but that's just my intuition and experience. That's not backed up by data. So today we're going through number 5, scripting or bash scripting. Why is this important in the first place? Because in a lot of the CI/CD tools that we write as a DevOps or SRE person or engineer, we use bash shells to write many of the steps that are including in the pipeline. That's why it's so important to know about scripting. That's why you might get a question about scripting or bash scripting in the interview. So today's question is, how would you use bash scripting to automate backup of a directory, ensuring that the backup is compressed and timestamped for easy retrieval? So that's basically they're asking you write a small bash script. Now, in a face-to-face verbal interview, of course, you're not going to be asked to write the code unless it is an actual coding interview, right? But you do have to be able to articulate what the steps will be, which I will show you in just a minute. Before I get to the answer, just a reminder that my career coach for years, Floyd Spencer, his website, floydspencer.com, he's giving away 1 hour of free session with anybody who's in the market or at the risk of getting laid off. So please take advantage of that. And I don't get anything from it. I just want to tell you how great Floyd is and has been for my own career. So moving on. This looks very complicated, but it's actually not. So relax for a second. I'm going to go through it step by step, not boring you with too much of the detail. So first, we define a bunch of variables. The first variables is which directories we're backing up. The second one is where we're going to back up to, right? And then we create a timestamp variable because we're going to use that when we create the file or the directory when creating the backup, so we know when that backup was taken. Then we actually write the name of the backup file that's going to be created, and that's where the timestamp variable comes in handy. Once you do that, then we also create a variable called log file, so where we send the log files to, right? And you will see that in a second why that's useful. Again, you can do this in your own way. It doesn't have to be the solution, but you do have to be able to articulate why you want to do the way you want to do. The actual backup is only one command. We're just going to be using a command called tar in a bash shell. And the -c means, I don't know if -c is compression or -z is compression. I forget. But anyway, that's what it's going to, one of these options is going to make sure that the actual destination file, tar file, is actually compressed so it doesn't take up much data. And we're going to take up the backup directory, the source, and write to a file. Sorry, the first one is actually where the file is going to end up, the backup directory, where the file is going to be, and the backup file that we defined earlier here in the 4th line here. And then the next argument is actually what we're taking backup of. That's the source directory. Now, once the command runs, if it is successful, automatically in bash you get a variable called $$? If this command above is successful, you get the value of that variable is 0. That means it was successful, there was no errors, and you write that to the log file. And if it's not successful, then you write the backup failed in the same log file, right? And you can also add some notification if the backup failed to an email or Slack or whatever, saying, hey, backup failed, do something. So as you can see, these are the steps that you should be able to articulate and how we're going to go about writing this bash script that will back up a directory over and over again, depending on the time. Okay, the last thing I want to say is if you have direct questions, you're welcome to find me on LinkedIn based on my name and send me a message. However, depending on how busy I get, I will do my absolute best to answer your question. All right. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.